I was younger, this kind of stuff would scare me to death. But this is a picture somebody had drawn after it's 1914, the Mexican Revolution War, and they see these corpses strung up on the tree. But these are even more scary to me. If you can see the images of the people that are on them. And it's so funny is when I'm looking at it, we're going in the wrong direction actually. It's the fact that, especially this one, I didn't know what I was looking at. I mean, it looked kind of grotesque. And it's actually the most squalid of poorhouses in Mexico 1912 poor neighborhood. Notorious for brothels. And this one is called The House of Tears. It depicts the squalid world of Mexico City's most outcast citizen, particularly the wretched existence of prostitutes and pimps. The choice of theme outside of the boundaries of ordinary moral propriety. But this one to me is priceless. The fact that this is definitely a Christ-like image. The painter wants you to see the cycle of life, the ages of the people in the picture. The fact that you have a mother with a child on her back at work. This ship is taking people different places. And the fact that this still goes on. If we were in America and we saw a mother with a child on her back at work somewhere, that would be an outcry. But for some reason, we turn our eye, and that is acceptable in other countries. And the fact that the artist in 1913 saw this enough for it to have emphasis enough for him at that time, to me, is just outstanding and unique. And what you have here is someone who went to France. This is a Diego piece. Went to France and came back, and they have this new enlightened state of mind, and they come back home with this highbrow perspective. There's nothing wrong with a highbrow perspective as long as it does create an impact. Who knows if it did or did not at that time. I think he did a great job on the face of the people. I know my picture's going to look grainy because we are in a museum, certain lights they use. I think he did do a good job on the face of the people, that even though it is two-dimensional definitely works for Mexico at this time. This is a people that work with their hands, a practical people. It is still classified as a blue-collar type of place to be. There's no real intellectual property that has come out of Mexico, so very interesting that people were able to capture that 100 years ago and nothing has changed. You would think something had changed. If I were a Mexican American, I would love to own one of these pieces. It would absolutely motivate me to be better. I think this is one of my favorite ones because they are darker complexioned. It shows like different women's same hairstyles, but still a different face. Same features, right? We can be brown people from the same place, and there's a little bit difference in our face. This shows the social integration of Mexican indigenous populations was an official objective of the post-revolutionary government, and native traditions, including indigenous ethnicity and culture, were seen as an important source of new national identity. It says like this: Montenegro explored these things by focusing on the distinctive profiles of native women from the Yucatan and superimposing them to invoke social collectivity. He originally devised this motif for a mural, The Feast of the Holy Cross. So we know that in certain cultures, the collective is more important than the individual. Being an individual is mainly an American idea that is trying to filtrate itself around the world, but there is power in the collective. There is truth in the collective. There is beauty in the collective. This reminds me of a picture of maybe me and my family members would have together. If you saw us all together, you'd be like, wow, who is who and what is what? But very interesting. Still two-dimensional. Nothing that a second grader couldn't paint, but there's a lot of message behind it. The main thing is the message.